So you've got an amazing NFT idea, but no clue how to get it off the ground. If I said the words to you, smart contract or developers, would you even know where to start? If this all sounds that little bit too daunting for you, don't panic, because I've found a one-stop shop that can help support NFT ideas from minting all the way through to marketing. And it's called Mintology. Cindy, you've started this as I suppose, a call to action, having seen NFT projects in the space and not necessarily having the support. What struck you to want to start up Mintology in the first place?
Yeah, so basically, I've been working in fashion, in e-commerce, in digital marketing for the last 15 years. I think the reason why I got into this NFT space is really beginning of this year. So we started to see like a lot of projects upcoming, and then the space is really getting hot. It seems like there's a component missing in the NFT space, which is the Launchpad. So I mean, anyone who is familiar with IDEO or other like a DeFi startup, they would know like there will be a Launchpad to help the projects to gain the initial traction, right? I mean, I'm coming from an e-commerce background, so I would sometimes like compare with those marketplaces like OpenSea to other e-commerce platforms. So basically, I think they are also positioning themselves as like eBay for NFT, right? So I mean, in a way that marketplace is a good platform that have a lot of traffic or tractions. But the thing is, getting on marketplace like that wouldn't really help the brand to gain the traction. I mean, from the start. So imagine you are just a small seller. You are opening a shop on OpenSea. I mean, it's very hard for you to be noticed or even market yourself to be able to succeed. That's why we are thinking of really starting a platform whereby we can help the projects or even like brand owners to start to formalize the strategy for NFT. And then also helping them along the way, with the marketing support and also the tech support. Yeah, so that's how we kind of started Mintology Studio.
Yeah, and I think it's great because you even in the traditional world, an incubator or an accelerator for any entrepreneur out there is a key component. If you haven't got the initial funding or support with your marketing or in this world, your smart contracts and things like that. And
absolutely, yeah.
Lots of people out there who maybe have started their community and started building and are hitting some roadblocks. And so are kind of thinking, well, what do I do now? Where do I go? What do I do? So this Launchpad is perfect for people like that. Someone who's already started building a small community or has a brand presence.
The further you get into the space, the further you think it's really not only a JPEG. I mean, that's like just the surface of it, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of things we can do. I guess, a lot of the brands and actually like even different industries, they are getting to notice this space. I'm sure there will be tons of brands or IP holders. They are coming up with ideas, who want to tap into this space, especially they are trying to gain the attention of customers from the younger generation, right? That's the way to go. So I guess they have obviously like established customer base or community already, but in terms of how to get into the space, I'm sure there will be a lot of question mark, right? So that's when we see it's very crucial or important to have a place that they can go to. This is a whole studio idea back of Mintology Studio. Yeah, so basically we are going to help those brands and IP holders to get into this space by providing them a lot of the help that we need.
You actually provide a whole ecosystem of help, right? So this is the great thing. Like, for instance, if I was going to start an NFT project, I wouldn't know where to start or who to speak to or who to recruit for my smart contracts, the developers. I don't really know what I need. And I think what you do is you're that one-stop shop to help with all of that. And the great thing about this is that if you are a brand, you don't have to be a massive brand. It can be a small brand that just wants to have an NFT presence that can come to you to help make that happen. I think a lot of people may already know someone in the industry, or, you know, be a developer or someone who is an artist who then has to kind of maybe look on channels like this to find out what to do next. You know, it's not the easiest thing to work out. And I think to come to something like Mintology and to say, this is what I think I need, is that right? And you know, what can you provide me? I think that really helps make it more simple for a lot of people starting on their journeys. So for someone who's just starting out and has built a small community and wants to take it to the next level, what do they do?
I think, you know, it really depends on at what stage the partners, I mean, the brand or, you know, the projects are at. Some of them, you know, they have more established community, or some of them, you know, have zero, right? So I guess it's more of like a customized approach that we will be doing. So yeah, so basically, you know, I guess it's similar as any marketing agency, or, you know, any agency that will do in other space also. So we will, of course, we will need to like understand what's the objective of the audience, of the customers, right? So we are going to like come up with a solution in order for them to get into this NFT segment. I would say you are not going to have NFTs for the sake of having it, right? It has to serve a purpose, which can be value added to your customer. Yeah. So yeah, so that's where we will need to think of like a idea how we can position this and how we can make it successful for the audience. I mean, for the community of the partner. So I guess that's very, very important. So once we had that set, I guess that's just, you know, get it executed. So meaning we will have a marketing arm, you know, we can help to push the product out and push the project out using, you know, the existing community of Mintology. We already closed the seed fund. So we've been talking to a lot of the strategic partners right now. So one of the strategy that we took is, so for all the seed fund investors, they actually have their own community, or they are even like KOLs in this space, right? The way that we're going is that we really want to build a solid community for Mintology Studio. I think, you know, anyone in the space would know community is the most crucial and most important part in terms of, you know, getting the traction and stuff, right? So I guess that's how we position ourselves. And then in terms of like the smart contract part, so, you know, anything, you know, from the web design to smart contract, that's no issue. Yeah, so I guess, you know, that will be more on the execution part. On top of that, we will have our own Mintology NFT also, which will be launched in December. So basically, all the proceeds from the NFT, right, we will be use them. Part of them will be form into this VC fund. So basically, we are not only helping, you know, the brand to get into the space. We are also, you know, we will be also investing in some of the projects that we think is have potential.
The fact that you're sort of looking at investing back into those projects is a huge thing, because you know, it's that added value that you're giving. And then also by building the Mintology community in itself, like people will network, they'll meet great people, they'll, you know, it's about creating, like I said earlier, this ecosystem of where everything kind of feeds into itself. Like, what do people need to present to you in order to get access to Mintology?
To be honest, we're also just getting started. So, you know, we are talking to different projects. And so if you go to our website, there will be a, you know, Google form for you to fill in the standard questions that we will have for any projects. Yeah, so, you know, just can go from there. Of course, you know, the team will get in touch. And then I wouldn't say there's an entry level. Anyone, you know, can have great potential.
I suppose, you know, there is an element that if you're an artist with a one-of-one NFT, this might not necessarily be the right thing for you. Whereas if you've got a larger project that has maybe 5,000, 10,000 PFPs, and you're looking to build that community, create the marketing around that, do it that way, that might be more appropriate as a creator to come in for Mintology.
I would agree that, but, you know, I think because we are also trying to build a community around all the NFT lovers and investors, right? So I think all the artists or all the buyers, investors are welcome to this community. Actually, we are also, building our like content, even like 101, like this kind of crypto or DeFi or NFT education kind of content. Yeah. So I think, it's very crucial. I mean, we are not going to make it if we are not, drive more mainstream people in. This is also one of the things that we are working on in Mintology. So anyone is welcome, in the community to hang around. I'm also working on another like NFT project on my own, right? So just, to get myself hands dirty. That project is like a corgi based NFT PFP project, right? So
Cheeky Corgis. We know Cheeky Corgis. We've had Cheeky Corgis on the chat. It's a great project. Right. And I think, I think what that proves as well is that you have put into practice, testing it out and seeing what help people need. So bridging that gap. So you really understand that process, which I think is for anyone who's a creator who's going, I don't know what to expect. You've road tested that whole thing with your own NFT project. So now that puts you in the best place to say, we can help because there might be a gap here, or you might need help there, which I think is fantastic to hear. And I wanted to mention Cheeky Corgis because it's the best way of getting someone that you can trust to deliver the right job for you and the right help for you is to know someone who's actually done it.
When I was starting to do the project, right? So obviously, the target audience would be the corgi owner or, the dog lovers, right? So we actually approach those kind of people. But the thing is, they love dogs. They don't know what the hell is crypto or what the hell is NFT. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, I do see there's a lot of gap in terms of like mainstream people and versus NFT or DeFi native, right? Very naturally to think about, there's a lot of education to be done in this space. So we've been creating content, trying to talk to those people to let them know what is NFT, So I think
it's kind of a resource. It's as well as like active help. There's a resource hub for creators to learn from, which is great. So it's that added value that you give as well. You'll be putting me out of a job in a minute. So I just want to talk a little bit about the NFT token and the fractionalized fund that you are launching. Great that you're offering resources, great that you're offering active help as part of the Mintology platform, but actually giving back so that collectors can come into this community, or your creators can also be the collectors as well. This is another exciting part as well, isn't it?
There will be actually two parts, within the whole ecosystem. One is, so we have our own Mintology NFT, right? So basically it's, I think it's quite standard for any Launchpad at this moment. So basically the NFT gives you access to all the privilege that you are going to have for the further drops that we're going to have, that's going to happen on Mintology. So basically you will have pre-sale, you have whitelist, or, even have like exclusive deals, right? And then on top of that, so basically we are going to have like data analytics, and then we will also be providing, private Discord every week to all the VIPs, so that we provide more value to those investors. And then on top of that, we will have our own Mint token, which is the ERC20 token. So this token will be utilized as like a utility token in the system. So you can buy the NFT with your token. You can also own a fractional blue chip NFT using this token. So so the NFT proceeds, we will be part of them will be used for the VC fund, right? Like I just mentioned, and part of them we'll be using them to buy those blue chip NFT. So let's say Punk or ads, those kind of NFT, which can be like ridiculously expensive for individual, but it has been proven it will work in a fractional model, so that all the token holders will have part of the ownership of those blue chips. So that's the idea of adding another layer of utility to the token.
The great thing is that if you wanted to accelerate your project, you have this as a go-to consultancy in a way. You have the access to the right people, but on top of that, you have the additional resource if you need it, plus the opportunity of almost buying into another level if you need to. So you're layering on all of these other levels, which just add those benefits for, you know, for people in the space to then get further access. And that's the key from a utility NFT, is to feel like you're in a bit of an exclusive members club or a VIP club, as what you outlined it to be. So it's fascinating. I think, you know, for anyone getting into this space, people need help, right? If you've never been in crypto, you've never been in DeFi, you only just learned what an NFT is, but you know you want to be a part of this, something like Mintology can really help with that, because they will guide you through the process. It will give you the resource that you need for, you know, for going from every step of the way, from minting through to marketing and beyond. And then it gives you an option to level up even more through its own tokens. So there's a fantastic array of information here that you've given people. And I think for anyone, big brands, small brands, creators, artists in the space, you're building an ecosystem and community that is going to be really, really valuable for a lot of people. And there isn't anything like you out there. So, well, that was a fascinating chat with Cindy. I think taking ideas from the real world and planting them in our new digital Web3 world is only going to make projects bigger, brighter, and better. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to check out these videos also, so you can broaden your knowledge in the world of NFTs and make sure that you guys are clued up to make sure your NFT journey is as strong as it can be. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.